Welcome back, YouTube, to some more Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So, we are headed back to the rollerball mine factory. Seems like there's something over there that we overlooked because that quest has not completed yet. So we're going to take another peek. Once again, this episode, like the previous episode, is going to have just kind of voiceover narration on the gameplay because I lost my commentary footage when I originally recorded it, so just stitching a bunch of stuff together from the couple of episodes that don't have that commentary, and we're just going to kind of talk, watch the gameplay, maybe discuss what we like, what we don't like about Jedi Survivor, but so far, I mean, I'm having a blast with the game, so it's really been a lot of fun. Loving all the sweet, juicy lore that we can get as well. Just so much to do. And there's so much stuff that we can't do yet, just because we don't have the ability or force power or whatever is needed. Alright, so we've got a little doorway that we can blow up with the rollerball mine, so we're going to go give that a try. Because I think that's what we're missing. Alright. Give me some juicy, juicy health. Force power, whatever you want to do. Horsepower increased. Alright, so I think that completed the quest.
Found that building you told me about with the roller mines.
Really? And how's your hearing?
Mine's okay. Thanks for the warning.
Lucky you! Find anything of value?
I did stumble upon a stash.
Oh, good. Well, you deserve it. Now, if only I could get rid of this ringing in my ears.
I don't know what it is about this character, but just the way she talks, with her being hard of hearing, is quite hilarious. I enjoy it. As someone who also suffers from tinnitus, though, I can feel her pain with the ringing in the ears. It sucks. So, let that be a lesson to everybody. Wear your earplugs, turn down your volume, etc., etc. So I think we're going to go do a side quest or two before we head to Jeddah and go see if we can find Seer. There was the... I think it was that musician and then the droid one that I want to do. So I think we'll probably make that our active quest and then kind of head to wherever that is. There's just so many... Oh, excuse me with the yawn. There's just so many side quests that we have. And I mean, this is going to be one of those games too where it's going to be... You kind of just do the main playthrough and then come back and mop stuff up, complete all your side quests and things like that. Unless we maybe run into some areas where we feel like we're low on force power or health, or we need some more skill points to get a certain ability to get through an area.
Over here, BD.
Because the side quests definitely are pretty good for XP as well. Again, the battle droids, just fantastic.
What is it, buddy?
Your Lord Standard. Interesting. Big old door right there.
Hello.
No, these guys are always a challenge to fight. Very satisfying to fight those guys. Looks like we've got a little structure or something here that we can kind of explore a bit. AD always wants to go to the workbench and do some tinkering. I really enjoy so far too the way that Kobo is kind of, you know, it definitely feels like a living, breathing world. You know, sometimes you get open world games and they tout, oh, I've got, you know, the biggest map in the history of open world games, and that map is just reused assets over and over. There's nothing interesting in there. You know, it's very sparsely populated. But games like this, so far from what I've seen, you know, there have been some reused assets I've touched on a couple times before, but some of the NPCs kind of seem like they're just the same asset and maybe different outfits. But, you know, games like this, Elden Ring, I thought was really good about it. Breath of the Wild, I mean, Breath of the Wild seemed like it kind of set a new standard for how an open world game should be. And there's a couple of games I haven't played that I really want to try. I've heard nothing but fantastic things about Red Dead Redemption 2. So that's maybe something that we'll play in a future playthrough on the channel here. I've started and stopped The Witcher 3, you know, several times. I don't know what it is. It's just never clicked with me 100%. And don't get me wrong, I love the Witcher world and everything. I've read all the books, you know, the Netflix TV show. You know, it's decent. Not the best video game adaptation, or I guess it's based more off the books than the video games, but you know, it's a decent TV show. But for some reason, I don't know if it's just the combat or what it is, but there's just something about The Witcher 3 that I can never, you know, get into it fully 100%. I've gotten, I think the farthest I've gotten in a playthrough is like to Skellige, and I enjoy it, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't keep me hooked.
Nothing can stop us.
You know, like this game, for example. You know, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, so I love, you know, everything about the Star Wars universe. And getting a chance to explore the universe in a video game like this is awesome. But this game, when I'm not playing it, I want to go play it. You know, with Zelda, Breath of the Wild, same thing. Elden Ring, same thing. But The Witcher 3, you know, it's just, I play it and then I just get to a point where I just don't play it anymore.
I need help, bud.
Combat in this game too is pretty satisfying. It's definitely not easy. We're playing on Jedi Master, which is the second highest difficulty. I think there's Jedi Grandmaster is the highest. A lot of it too is just about patience. And that's something too, you know, we just kind of talked about open world games and what I like about them and things like that, but the combat for games as well.
To offer you something. A proposal.
So Ravis is kind of rounding up all the raider groups on the island and trying to make them into one big group. But combat in games, there's different types of combat, obviously, but I really have been enjoying, the past 3 or 4 years, kind of the Souls-like combat styles. So I recently, when my daughter was born, I downloaded. I love the fact that they have the droids that are asleep and they just come to life when you get close to them. Kind of makes you think, okay, this area is cleared out, and then nope, got some more droids for you. But I downloaded Dark Souls 1 for the Nintendo Switch when my daughter was born.
Hey, look at this.
And played that quite a bit when I was at the hospital, just kind of hanging out with her and stuff. She had to spend some time in the NICU, so there was extended time at the hospital. But playing that game, really enjoyed it, and just decided to kind of go through the Souls series. And I'd played Dark Souls 1 prior to that time, but the game just never really clicked with me. But I think in the setting that I was in the hospital, there wasn't just a ton to do, so kind of gave me some time to kind of just play the game and stick with it, and it kind of finally just clicked and really enjoyed it.
Assessing damage. You will break. Target struck. Persist.
The double-bladed lightsaber is just so good for reflecting back blaster bolts. But yeah, so Dark Souls 1, got into that, played it, beat it, loved it. Played Dark Souls 2. That one, I really enjoyed that game. A lot of people say they don't like that game, but I really enjoyed Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3, again, really good game as well. The only one I haven't played is Bloodborne, because I didn't have a PS5 or a PlayStation console, so it wasn't available. And then Demon Souls, I didn't have a PlayStation, so I couldn't play that either. I do have a PS5 now. I do plan on going through and doing a playthrough of Demon Souls, because that looks really good. The graphics in that game look fantastic. Bloodborne I will probably play at some point, but honestly, the 30 FPS kind of turns me off of it a little bit. But at the same time, games like Breath of the Wild, they're 30 FPS, so they work. But there's been rumors of a Bloodborne remake, remaster, so I might wait until that happens to do a playthrough, because I think I would enjoy it a little bit more. Unless it gets to a point where I'm lacking video games to play and I need to go back. And then obviously with Elden Ring, I was really looking forward to the release of Elden Ring. And I mean, it was, you guys know, that game has just won so many awards. Such a fantastic game. Really, really enjoyed that game. Hey, we've got our DJ.
Here for the soundscape too?
Hey, back.
Yeah, Joy, he's so cool looking.
Samples up here.
That's right, man. Dee Dee's been all over these glider calls.
Oh, it's sounding great. Hyloon Saloon down in the outpost is starving for some live entertainment.
Might not be a bad call. Dee Dee swore one of those beasts gave him some side-eye. Yeah, we're in. We'll catch you back at the outpost.
See you there.
That's awesome. I love how the droid is just kind of sitting there and he's kind of bobbing. He's got like a beat to him. That's awesome. So I like characters like these that are a little bit more fleshed out versus, kind of some of the more generic NPCs. But you'll get that with,
Dee Dee and I are
every
just gonna
game.
finish up here. Chill, Dee Dee. I ain't rushing you.
Dee Dee. I wonder, is that a designation for DJ droid? Just... Oh, a little boggling. Hi,
It's all
buddy.
right.
Oh.
Mind if we join you?
Everybody wanted to come get a pet. Or a pat. Really dig the color scheme in this world as well.
Here we go.
Ah yes, the camera. The enemy of many. I don't know where that guy went. He just straight up disappeared.
Don't worry. I won't hurt you. Guess we're friends now, huh?
Another one straight up disappeared. Must be where the wildlife goes, the portal to some unknown place. Yeah, there's gonna be just a lot of cool stuff to explore. And normally I would probably
I don't bite, I promise.
just explore. Get this area, you know, as close to 100% as I can, and then head to the next. But I don't know if that really works for a Let's Play. You know, I feel like a Let's Play kind of has to have a little bit more structure. You know, move from point A to point B to kind of move the story along, keep you guys engaged. But I mean, definitely let me know your feedback in the comments below. You know, what kind of video styles you guys like to watch on YouTube. Sounds like something big's in there, like another Rancor or something. And with the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom playthrough coming up, I feel like there's already going to be, I mean, that game's going to be, you know, if it's anything close to what Breath of the Wild is, that's going to be a massive playthrough, you know, 100 plus videos at least. You know, you could probably go through and do the story, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 hours or so maybe. But that world in Breath of the Wild, there's just so much to explore and find and do, so I really love those type of games. But I don't know, you know, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Should I just explore everything? Do you guys enjoy, you know, me walking around exploring things, commenting on what I see? Or are you looking for a more, you know, kind of let's move the story along type of a let's play? I don't remember what I'm doing here. I think I was trying to figure out how to get somewhere. It's a big map. I'm not really sure how many planets are supposed to be in this one either. And we've been to Coruscant. I feel like that was kind of linear, so that one's probably not going to be super huge. And then Kobo, and then next we have to go to Jeddah. You know, is everything going to be as big as Kobo? If it is, then I mean, if they have like 3 or 4 planets this size, and that's pretty huge amount of content. Looks like we're gonna keep exploring for a little bit. You know, then there's always the thought process as well I mentioned earlier about kind of going through and exploring an area as much as possible and then moving on to the next. But, you know, especially with this game, there's, you know, stuff we can't do that's blocked off just because of, you know, we don't have that ability or that force power yet. So in those instances, it kind of makes more sense to complete the story and then come back and explore each world, because by then you should have all your abilities
okay,
and
BD. We'll find another way.
you can totally 100% everything. Those chests got to be some kind of because it looks like there's a little antenna next to them, so it's got to be some kind of like a radio signal or something. So maybe somewhere we find a button and we're like, unlock all red chests in this area or something.
You want that? Jedi, throw in a grenade.
I love that there's battle droids in this game. It's fantastic. If you guys are into Star Wars and you had
The
not...
charge is set. Get back. What? Nothing? I thought you said this was good thermite.
doing some blasting. If you guys love Star Wars and haven't watched the Clone Wars TV show, you can watch everything on Disney Plus. Fantastic show. And then Star Wars Rebels, really good show as well. And then The Bad Batch also. I held off on watching Clone Wars for the longest time because I thought it was more, you know, it's an animated show, so I was thinking maybe it's more geared towards kids, but I mean, it's probably kid friendly. I mean, there is some kind of dark stuff in there, but it's just a fantastic Star Wars show. I feel like Disney's been hitting it out of the parks with their Star Wars TV. Not so much in the movie front, which is fine. I'll take my Star Wars content however I can get it. Interesting looking little cave over there. Need like a force freeze ability. You can like freeze the water and go ice skating or something. Attack of the roller mines. Oh, attacking a lot of roller mines. Oh, they're one of these green gates. I wonder too, so I wonder if these are going to be like my theory on those treasure chests that have the
Don't fall behind.
the little antenna on them.
Huh? Did you do that? Wait, what? No!
Revenge of the roller mines. But yeah, these green barriers, the green shields, there's got to be a way to turn them off.
Come here, BD1.
Oh, that is not it. That's a roller mine dispenser. Yes, we know you like to push buttons, Beatty. But sometimes it just doesn't seem like some of these barriers that we find, or that we've found, you know, they're just like in a bunch of rocks and there's really no apparent power switch or anything. So I wonder if there's just like an all around, you know, hit this switch to unlock all the green barriers in this area or something like that. And then you got to go back and try and remember where they all are and find them. I don't know. Maybe get some kind of a like a lightsaber ability to
Let's go, BD1.
chop them. Maybe we can use like Kobo dust somehow to disable the green barriers. We had those purple things, that the purple lasers that we used to go through the barriers that were made of that Kobo dust. So another thing too that I like about this game is the verticality. You know, it's not just big horizontally, it's also big vertically. So I mean, you can go climb to the top of a cliff face, go down into
Intruder.
go down into like a cave or cavern below. They really nailed the exploration,
Thanks, friend.
in my opinion, on this one. Another one of these chests. Well, wait, this is a... So, that was like, way back in the beginning we found that guy behind the door that had that. So maybe there's,
Here we go.
these things are just, ugh. Maybe there was like a... Gotta find some kind of power source or something that we can like force push into there or something. But it looks like there's another temple, or not temple, but you know what I mean. A training room that you can go through and do. No, can we make that jump? This is a nice little cavern. I think we're going to wrap this one up here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Catch you in the next one.